Bigger wheels or rims will make you go faster. Nope. Generally speaking, your bigger wheel is going to weigh more, and that's going to add to your rotational mass at each corner, which means it's going to affect your suspension, your braking, as well as acceleration, and a variety of other factors. The car is designed with the suspension, the axles, and everything to support a particular type of weight. Now, if you go from steel wheels to alloy or aluminum wheels, you're going to save a little bit of weight. And there is tire technology that allows bigger tires to actually weigh less than your conventional tires that belong on your vehicle. Bigger wheels or rims on your vehicle is not going to make you go faster. Now, if you're a fan of these big wheels, you probably have super low profile tires and you think, well, it'll handle better, it'll look better on my vehicle. And that is the case, but are you in a race car? The lower profile tire you have, the more you give up in comfort. Your rear end and everybody else's rear end in the vehicle will feel everything that you're driving over. Also, there is a higher potential for wheel damage because the profile of that tire is such that it's not going to have the cushion or the wall to prevent curb rash from hitting your wheels. I'm of the belief that you need higher sidewalls on those vehicles, and of course it's whatever purpose you have for your truck or your SUV. But if you're going to be hauling things with your truck, or if you're going to be off-roading in your SUV or truck, the higher sidewalls, the better performance and protection you have with your wheels. But if you're just about cruising and just going to the grocery store and things like that, you know, be my guest. But in your race cars and things like that, it looks pretty cool. Straight piping your vehicle. For me, it's a no. Here's an example. My Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ has got a 4.7 liter V8, and arguably it sounds pretty cool with the stock exhaust on it. If I were to straight pipe it though, it wouldn't sound all that great. I'd have to get the proper exhaust system to put on there to make it sound meaner and growlier, but it was also designed to run on a little bit of back pressure. So by straight piping your vehicle, you may actually be hurting the performance of your vehicle. It's not affecting the performance and it's freeing it up and it performs better. That's fantastic. Unnecessary add-ons like fake accessories, whether they're vents or a bunch of bling, chrome, things like that, that to the casual observer, one that doesn't really know much about cars, you think, oh my gosh, this adds 50 horsepower to my vehicle because I put it on, you know, like stickers and stuff like that. Other than bounce a little sunshine off of it, especially if it's chromed, it's just stupid. And there's no performance modifications done to it. Now, if your vehicle's pretty vanilla, you know, it's not exciting to look at, maybe embellishing it with some of that stuff is pretty cool. But what kills me is stuff like OEM, like my wife's Buick, for example. There is a fake vent on the hood. It does nothing. It's nothing there. It's just a little bit of bling that's on the vehicle. And I'm seeing other OEMs that are putting out these exhaust tips that are totally disconnected from the muffler, the actual exhaust tip. It's silly to me. But you do you, boo. You know, for me, that's just dumb. I like a car or a truck or an SUV that honestly presents itself. A lot of new vehicles have sealed transmissions. There's no dipstick, no transmission dipstick to check. So how do you know if your transmission is failing or whatever? In older vehicles, you can pull the dipstick, you can look at the fluid on the end. If it's pink and doesn't smell like it's burnt, then usually it's okay. That's granted that your transmission isn't slipping, making noises, and things of that nature. But with a sealed transmission, you really have to pay attention to that. Why did they do that? Well, to get more of your money. A lot of it gets really complicated because you're going to have to check that transmission fluid at a certain temperature and for a certain duration at a certain level, which most DIYers don't have the type of equipment at home to be able to service the sealed transmission. In those cases, you're basically, depending on your vehicle, it could be every 30 to 50,000 or even 100,000 miles that you probably need to get it serviced. And in that case, you'd want to take it to your dealership because they have the equipment, the know-how. But a sealed transmission does not mean that it is for the lifetime of the vehicle. They do state a truth though, it's for the lifetime of the transmission. So if your transmission blows up, well, there you go. The fluid lasted the lifetime of the transmission. If I get gas early in the morning when the temperature outside is real low, then I'll actually get more gas pumped into my vehicle than I'm paying for. That's not true. The ambient air temperature has nothing to do with the temperature or volume of gasoline that you put in your vehicle, because they have the fuel storage tanks buried below the surface of the gas station, usually around 3 feet. And depending on the number of pumps that they have out there, there could be multiple storage tanks underneath the gas station. So it doesn't matter what your ambient temperature is, it's going to pull that volume of gas metered through the nozzle into your vehicle. So if you're one of these that gets up real early in the morning, or you can't wait till it's a cold day to get gas, you can stop stressing. It really doesn't help. Your car battery is dead and you got to jump it. Once it jumps and it's running, then I can go wherever I need to go, shut it off, and I'll be fine. No. Most cases, after you get a jump on your vehicle, you're going to want to run your vehicle for about 20 minutes or more, at least at 55 miles per hour. Why? Because your battery was so low that it didn't have the cold cranking amps to get your vehicle started, right? It's going to be either the battery doesn't have enough juice, or it could be going bad, or there's a situation with your alternator where it's not charging your battery where it has enough cold cranking amps to start when it's shut off. So when you jump your vehicle, make sure that you take it on a test drive for at least 20 minutes at 55 miles an hour. Now, if your vehicle doesn't start after that, more than likely you have a bad battery that needs to be replaced, or in some cases, it could be charged with the right battery charger, or your alternator may be the issue. So newer cars have a lot of technologies built in which are called driver assist features. They can be blind spot warnings, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, and any of those other kind of things. The key word here is assist. They are driver assist features. They are not a substitute for terrible driving. Okay? So that means, unless you're in one of these autonomous vehicles, where you can read a book and the car's driving itself, you have to pay attention to the task at hand, which is driving. It's dangerous for not only yourself, but other people out there on the road, okay? And if you have a passenger in the vehicle and they happen to be screaming all the time while you're driving, it could mean that you are a terrible driver. So take note, okay? Those are not substitutes for, especially if you're a bad driver. Tune-ups. Depending on your vehicle, your tune-ups could be at every 30,000 miles or even longer. All you have to do is just look at your user manual. If you don't have one of those, you can download online, or you can just Google it. You know, what is the maintenance schedule for my vehicle? It tells you how many miles in between the intervals that you need to do this type of maintenance, especially tune-ups. If you are overdoing your maintenance, really you're just throwing money at your vehicle. Unless there's a problem, you have to diagnose or have somebody diagnose the exact problem in your vehicle and fix that. But don't spend a ton of money overdoing your maintenance or getting more frequent tune-ups than you need, because again, you're just wasting money. Topping off your fuel tank is a good habit to be in. Nope. The reason is these vehicles are designed to have a little bit of an air gap, with your fuel, because fuel in and of itself gives off vapor, and it's a pressurized system. If you top it off all the time, you're exceeding the safety feature that's built into the nozzles. They click off because that's all the fuel you need to have in your tank. And it could also, if you have a charcoal canister there, that's going to be an expensive repair. So if you're filling up and that nozzle shuts itself off, that's all the fuel you need. Now this last one is not a mod, okay? It's bonus that I'm just throwing in there. You can actually extend the range of your key fob by holding it to your head and clicking to lock, unlock, remote start your vehicle. I've done it for years and it works just fine. On your newer vehicles, I find that the range is a lot farther than, for example, my 23-year-old Jeep. Now, if you don't want to hold it up to your head, you can hold it up to a water bottle, because the water is reflective of the signal and it shoots it out that way. So you get that one for free. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe, and I'd love for you to hit that like button if this kind of content interests you, and drop any comments, whether you have questions or criticisms or compliments. I love to read them all. So I appreciate it. Until next time, you have a terrific rest of your day.